What's up, guys? Welcome to Among the Fence, my YouTube channel where I do music reviews. My name is Aaron. I hope you're all doing well, surviving the heat wave. I guess we're in a heat wave. Honestly, this just feels like normal Southern California beginning of summertime weather to me, but I guess it's a heat wave. I hope you're all staying cool. Today, we're going to be checking out the new single Vortex by the band Jinjer. Jinjer is a prog metal band, dare I say a gent band from the Ukraine. They started in around 2009. And Vortex is the new single off of their fifth and upcoming album titled Wallflowers. I've been a fan of this band since I did my two reviews on them that were requested reviews. First one was Micro, which was the EP that they did. And then they did like another joint album thing titled Macro. And I believe that both those albums were ranked pretty high, I believe. I think Micro was in the 4 out of 5 range on the EP scale, and Macro was probably in the 9 out of 10 range on my album scale. So I'm a huge fan of the band, even though I never heard anything from them before. Like I heard a couple songs here and there. I remember Pisces, I think was the name of one of their songs, was really big on YouTube, and I'd seen other YouTubers react to it. But other than that, I never really got into them until those reviews that I did. And ever since then, I've just been dying for more music from them. So I was really excited to see that we're finally getting new music. The intro and the first verse are probably my favorite parts to this song. And it's not to downplay any of the other parts because it's all fantastic. But I love the Gojira Mastodon inspired kind of guitar intro thing that they do. It just sounds so majestic in a way. Kind of reminds me of maybe like, I think the song's called Flying Whales by Gojira. It kind of reminds me a little bit of that. Like this little mysterious build-up thing that the guitar does. It sounds great, especially when the vocals come in, which are beautiful, of course, especially when they start to pick up a little bit more momentum about halfway through the verse. And the cadence just flows great, specifically with the bass and the drums. And then the guitar switches over and it just starts to do some more dynamic stuff in the background. And it just, when you hear Tatiana's vocals and the music and it all comes together, it just makes it feel like you finally have something in your life that you've been missing. And then her distorted vocals just never cease to amaze me. In the chorus, they just get so low and they have so much power and authority. And then the riff from the guitar, it just really shines through and it just sounds so sick, especially when like the vocal parts kind of just, they just aren't there and the guitar is just kind of left to do what it does. It's a little genty for my taste, but also not really, just because it sounds so good. I'm not really that big of a fan of gent just because the sound of it just becomes very monotonous to me after a while. But in this case, there's just so many dynamics. There's so much going on. It just sounds so perfect. And I like how the second verse has a mixture of both clean and distorted vocals, where the first verse was just strictly clean and you don't hear any like deep growls or anything like that until we get to the chorus. It really adds a lot of layers to the song, especially since this is a more straightforward structured song from Jinjer. It's just a verse, chorus, bridge, chord type of song. It's not that proggy in that sense. So it really helps to mix it up, not feel so much the same, makes it feel less structured, a little bit more dynamic as well. And then once we get to the outro, it's basically just a breakdown, and it has one of the lowest guttural growls I've heard from Jinjer, and it just sounds insane. It's amazing that the vocals can get so low. It sounds so great. And this is only a 4-minute long song, but it just, even though I said it's structured, it just goes through so many different sections and it makes it feel so short. I just wish it was longer. The lyrics are phenomenal as well. There's some awesome imagery, very poetic. They really pull you into the story. And mixing that with the music, I mean, you don't really know where this song is going to go. It pretty much keeps you on your toes the whole time. You can't really predict what you're going to hear next, which is another great part of Jinjer. You just don't know. They're like a Swiss Army knife. They have so many different things that they can just do. You could get a guitar solo, you could get a crazy riff, you could get some kind of drum solo. Tatiana could do something insane with her vocals. There's just a lot happening and a lot of possibilities. And they really know how to use that to their benefit without just going overboard all the time. And as a guitar player, I don't really talk too much about the drums, but I feel like in this case I need to, because The drum tone on Vortex is perfect, and in the mix, it's flawless. It doesn't take away from the bass or the guitar, and it doesn't just mash in to where you can't even really hear it, and it just fades off into the background. And the reason why I feel like I need to talk about it is because in micro and macro, those were my main two issues I had with those albums, is because the snare was just so poppy. It was so, it pierced my ears when I listened to it with headphones on. It was just too much. It was the only issue I had with those albums. And I feel like not only did they fix it in Vortex, I feel like it actually stands out more. It sounds so smooth. It sounds great. And like I said, as a guitar player, I don't really notice it all that much, and I don't really point out too much drum stuff. But in this case, it just sounds so fantastic. It needed to be mentioned. And this time, my only issue with Vortex is I wish the guitar did more. I wish there was just a better riff to it. I mean, the only time you really have any just gravitating sense of what the guitar is doing is mostly in the chorus, when it has that little breakout moment where the vocals aren't there and you can just really hear it shining through. And it's like, this is its moment, so it just takes control of the song, and it sounds amazing. And I realize that it is doing a lot more in the background. I listened to the song a few times, and it does sound great, but there's nothing that really just pulls you in by the guitar. I feel like this song is more focused on just the rhythmic patterns of the music, and also the vocals, of course. I mean, they're just so good. The clean vocals are phenomenal. I actually kind of like the cleans more than the distorted in this song, which is it's kind of weird for me to say that. So with all that said, I gotta give Vortex by Jinjer a 4.8 out of 5. I mean, sure, I wish there was a more prominent guitar riff playing throughout this entire song, but I mean, it's still such a great song. And the little sections that you do get in the chorus, and the things you can hear going on in the background, kind of mixing in with the bass, I mean, it sounds amazing. But I want to know what you guys think. If you've listened to Vortex, go ahead and leave a comment below letting me know what you thought. If you haven't listened to it yet, I'm going to leave a link down in the description below. Go ahead, click on it, give it a listen, and let me know what you would rate it. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like. Leave a comment below letting me know what I should review next for Request Wednesday. If you do that, or you just happen to like what you see here and you enjoy music reviews, feel free to subscribe or ring the bell icon. That way you don't miss out on any of my future stuff, especially if you leave a request, because that happens sometimes. And it's just kind of sad, to be honest, when the people don't see the review that they requested. It's just a really sad day. And I hope you guys all have a good rest of your day and you're staying safe. And I will talk to you guys next time.